You want to share it? You might as well share it. Take it away. You're doing a good job.
Oh, I have to recite it because it's been a while since.
I've got it. Do you want me to do? I can.
Yeah.
I like this verse.
So if you can get it up, I'll read it out.
He said, during the time of great excitement, my mind was called up to serious reflection and great uneasiness. But though my feelings were deep and often poignant, still I kept myself aloof from all these parties, though I attended their several meetings as often as occasion will permit. In process of time, my mind became somewhat partial to the Methodist sect, and I felt some desire to be united with them. But so great was the confusion and strife among the different denominations that it was impossible for a person, young as I was, and so unacquainted with men and things, to come to any certain conclusion, who was right and who was wrong. He decided then that he'd either remain in darkness and confusion, or he would do as James directed, and that was to ask of God. And so it was in the spring of 1820, early one morning, Joseph went out to make the attempt. And he said that he'd never before prayed vocally. And you know the next part, don't you? I saw Chris.
Well, I'm just getting it up.
You're getting it up. You can't remember it. I remember it like it's yesterday. Maybe I got a really good memory.
Okay, if you can do it, it'll be good.
You want me to do it? Okay. So Joseph, as he went out and knelt down into that grove of trees, he said, first of all, thick darkness gathered around him, and he felt as though he was going to be doomed to certain destruction, not to an imaginary force, but to some actual being from the unseen world that had such an amazing influence over him as to bind his tongue that he could not speak. And this thick darkness that gathered around him, here's what happened. He said, I saw a pillar of light exactly over my head above the brightness of the sun, which descended gradually until it rested upon me. Now, once that happened, he said, no sooner had the light appeared than the darkness had left. So he actually felt the freedom of that. Here's what happened next. He said, I saw two personages who spake unto me. One pointing to the other said, this is my beloved son, hear him. And so in answer to Joseph Smith's prayer, God the Father and his son, Jesus Christ, appeared to the boy prophet Joseph Smith. I'm sure the elders would probably do a better job than I do at that. They're
Both of
excellent
us.
at this. Something they do all the time. This is their bread and butter. But in answer to his prayer, God the Father and Jesus Christ appeared to him. You can see in these pictures, there's the light. And in the fourth picture, you see them actually standing there above the ground. He noticed that they were like one another. Now, what was the question that Joseph asked? Well, it's the actual title of this whole meeting. Which church is right? Which church is true? And he was actually surprised by the answer, because it had not even occurred to him that the church of Jesus Christ wasn't on the earth. It didn't even occur to him. It
Wasn't
wasn't
a
even
thought.
in his mind. It wasn't a thought in his head. So he just wanted to be pointed towards the right church, because he figured it would already be established. It would already be here. I'm just going to be one of the lay members. Little did he realize that this was Joseph Smith's calling to be a prophet. And Joseph Smith was called from this experience and like experiences to be the prophet of what we call the restoration. Now, every other church that exists, every other Christian denomination is a reformation. And what reformation means is they're taking what knowledge there already is and they're reforming it, trying to get back to the original truth, the original source of truth, back to God's original church. A reformation means that there was a loss of the gospel message, the fullness of truth was gone, and it had to be restored in full. And so Joseph Smith had no idea of that, and he marveled over that, that he, an obscure boy, should be given such a magnificent vision and opportunity, but also it was a great sorrow to his life as well, as he explained that his life became very hard. He became persecuted, and his name was known for good and evil, as prophesied amongst all the inhabitants of the world. And that's happening as well today, where they even make musicals to make fun of Joseph Smith. They sing songs about it, and yet we know that Joseph was the prophet of the restoration, and that he was chosen even before he was born. He was preordained to this calling and to this position. He's someone that we revere as a prophet of God. The one thing I want to note about this experience is that Joseph was there, God the Father was there, Jesus Christ was there, and also the Holy Ghost was also there, confirming the truth to Joseph's heart. And what a powerful experience. And that's why we use it as missionaries and as members of the church to share. We share this with people because of the power of this experience. All right, thoughts and comments. Let's go to Joanne.
I was just I read, I'm not too sure in what work I read it, but there was a Catholic priest, and he said if church members knew what they had, you know, they would appreciate it more. And he said this: there are only two Christianities that it could be. It's either the Catholic Church, which believes in a continuation of the faith of the church that Jesus Christ established on the earth, or there had to be a restoration. There had to be a restoring of the truth. And I know that the latter is true. I know that the church was taken off the earth when Jesus Christ was crucified, and that it was taken. And it wasn't here anymore in its fullness. There were fragments of it. There was no longer revelation.
This week.
No longer.
No, you should say people can hear you.
Pardon? Can you hear me? So I know that that's true, and I know that Joseph Smith did see the Father and Jesus Christ because I've prayed about it and I've got a confirmation through the Spirit, through the Holy Ghost. And the Holy Ghost's mission is to testify of truth. And I know He's testified of truth to me. And that's why I know that a restoration has happened, that this gospel is the true gospel of Jesus Christ, and that I'm a member of His church, and I'm a follower of His.
Excellent. Thank you, Joe. Let's move to Jenny.
Yeah, I have been pondering this a lot lately. Like, even though I'm a member and I was baptized when I was 16, like, you still struggle sometimes day to day. And like, so I've been really pondering like how he actually had this vision, and just to just see yourself in that position, like praying in the forest and two images come to you, like it would be kind of crazy. But like Joanne said, like I've heard that as well about the Catholic Church and, you know, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and I definitely feel like I'm in the right church if we think of it that way. Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you for sharing. Let's move to Chris.
So with the restoration of the gospel of Jesus Christ, we relate it to ourselves in our everyday life. We have friends that believe in different faiths. I know that's why we come unto Christ. Thankful for the prophet Joseph Smith. If it wasn't for him seeing God the Father and Son Jesus Christ, our church wouldn't be standing here today. If it wasn't for his encouragement and his willing to find the right church, we would be able to come unto thee for any help and capacity that we need. Come and help with.
Excellent. Thank you for sharing. We'll go to the missionaries. Elders.
Oh, I think it is it's very important for us to know about Jesus Smith's first vision, because actually it talk about the consequence, the circumstance when we are trying to find the answer and what will Heavenly Father do, and also what will Satan do to fulfill their own purpose. Because we knew that when Joseph Smith was praying, Satan, he came first and seized him by his tongue and dragged him down to the darkness. And just at the moment, Joseph Smith almost gave up about his prayer and just let himself sink to the darkness and got destroyed. But we know that when Heavenly Father, he started to use his power to help Joseph Smith with all the answer. The light came and cast Satan away. And then the light, the spirit filled in Joseph Smith his heart, and then manifested unto him, answer his question. It's like everyone on the earth. When we truly think about our purpose on the life and what Heavenly Father He assigned us to do in our life, Satan will try his best to destroy us. Well, he doesn't want the work of God's work to be fulfilled. But once we do that, I like when Elder Molly he posted on the group chat about Sister Nielsen his talk. He said, when you let the Lord know that you are serious about doing exactly what you came to us to do, what happens? He may change things dramatically. So hang on for the right of your life, the right you were born to take. And it's very powerful things for us because we knew that as we endure to the end and we try to try our best and exercise our faith, a pure faith, about trusting the Lord will answer our question. It will come to us. The answer will come, and the Holy Ghost, Heavenly Father, Jesus Christ, they are always waiting for us to show our faith unto them and to talk for us. It's all show on Joseph Smith his example. And as we follow this pattern, we can do the same thing. We can receive the same revelation, our personal revelation, to hear Him and to receive more guidance from Heavenly Father to accomplish our work on the earth.
I guess this is what my companion he said is true about just like when Joseph Smith get his own testimony. The only thing he has get is like about his own testimony. He saw God with all the part of our bodies. Like he has ear to hear us. He has heart to feel us. When you pray to Him, what is you honest. He has the mouth to talk to you, and He has just like His eyes to watching you while you do it. So actually, during when you make a prayer, the guys you will make it a prayer. He's not like crazy. He's not like stupid. He's not what you want. He's not already know because he has all the party on your body. He has everything you have because he was made us on His image. So at the time when you will kneel down, He was already felt what you want. Remember, it's all the parents knows his children. What about the Heavenly Fathers? This is my thing. This is my thought.
So I often think about like how lucky we are to be members of the church, to know the restored gospel. And I like to ask like so many members and missionaries about like, what if Joseph Smith didn't go to the sacred grove? What if he didn't pray? What if he didn't receive the revelation? What like the prophet President Nelson asked, like, what if we didn't have the Book of Mormon? What would our life be? And I think I don't know. To me, it's like if I didn't know that the Book of Mormon is true, if I didn't know about Joseph Smith's first vision, my life would be like nothing, darkness. To know the truth.